Good rainy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. And this is the daily video forecast discussion for this Monday, the 20th of April, 2015. And as advertised, it's a raw, chilly, rainy, windy Monday morning across the entire New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. We've got temperatures basically running anywhere from the mid 40s until low and mid 50s. And it's the winds that are making everything feel like it's chillier and raw outside. We have easterly winds at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, and we have gusts into the 30s, especially along the South Shore and east ends of Long Island. Some stronger wind gusts around the New York, New Jersey metropolitan airports as well, and down to around Atlantic City. There's quite a bit of fog, too, with the light to moderate rain that is falling throughout the region. The heaviest rain is through the Susquehanna River Valley here, southeastern Pennsylvania into southern New Jersey, and also into the Delmarva this morning, as the warm front is still draped across this region. Morning surface chart from weatheroanoak.com and digital atmosphere software shows the warm front now lying across the Delmarva region, with the area of rainfall moderate to heavy across portions of the region this morning as it's lifting to the north and east. And then there's a dry slot here just to the west before the cold front overtakes the whole situation here along the mid-Atlantic coast states, with another wave of low pressure by the afternoon across this region. We could even find some enhancement for thunderstorms from, let's say, central southeastern Pennsylvania through the Delmarva late this afternoon and this evening, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Watches, warnings, and advisories will start down here around Washington, D.C., where there's a coastal flood warning until noon today, and that's for tidal anomalies of up to 2 feet above astronomical high tides. The timing of the next high tide between 9 and 11 a.m. this morning, and this will mean inundation to more prone areas along the tidal shores, and this includes areas of southwestern Washington. Around the Baltimore area, we have a coastal flood advisory until 10 a.m. this morning for 1.5 foot above normal astronomical tides. And again, the tides between 6 and 10 a.m. this morning. And this means that areas prone to and along tidal shores, including the city docks of Annapolis and the Fells Point in Baltimore. Outside of that, in the back bays here in the Delaware, we have a gale warning until 10 this morning, and that's for southeast winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 35 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Out on the ocean coastal front waters here, we have small craft advisories for the New Jersey coastal waters until 6 p.m. this evening. East winds 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 30 knots, becoming south at 15 to 20 knots this afternoon and evening, seas 6 to 9 feet. Now, from the coastal waters from Sandy Hook out to Fire Island Inlet, we have a gale warning until 2 this afternoon for southerly winds, and they're strong at 20 to 30 knots, gust up to 40 knots, seas building to 6 to 11 feet. Wow, that's pretty impressive for this time of the year as well. Coastal flood statement for localized minor flooding along the western portions of Long Island Sound. Tidal departures again around 1 foot, and the time of the next high tide late this morning into early afternoon. Obviously, the impacts will be localized flooding of the most vulnerable shore roads and/or basements. Water vapor and 500 millibar analysis from yesterday all the way into today. We can see the upper low now developing and the upper trough across central southern Canada. And here comes the tropical moisture from the southern branch of the jet stream, and the upper low beginning to close off a little bit now across southeastern Canada, north of and west of the Great Lakes, sending spokes of energy into the region. So moderate to heavy precipitation throughout the early part of the afternoon, and then possibly some convection late this afternoon from, let's say, Philadelphia south. Visible paths of the satellite imagery this morning, lots of low clouds and fog and rain underneath those clouds here. The water vapor channel shows the lifting here, and then drying. You can see this drying here, and then the next cold front out to the west as the upper low begins to push in towards the Great Lakes region. This drying here will have an impact on the afternoon as sunshine filters into the forecast from, let's say, central and southern New Jersey down through the Delmarva area. This is where we could find an area of thunderstorms across the region late this afternoon. As we look at the mosaic here of the radar right now and get a closer look up here, we find the rain rapidly spreading to the north and east across the region this morning, ahead and north of the warm front. And here's a couple more spokes of energy out towards the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley, which will be swinging in our direction as the entire upper level low closes off and moves into southeastern Canada, drags the cold front toward the east coast along the triple point this afternoon, and that means that clearing is on the way for tomorrow, but today is a pretty rainy and stormy day. Mesonet observations as of around 8:30 or so this morning shows that most of the light rain hasn't really affected too much of the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area outside of the fog and windy conditions here yet. That's ready to spread just north and east of the region over the next couple of hours. So the precipitation amounts in northern New Jersey and even parts of northeastern Pennsylvania have been on the light side, less than about a half of an inch or so, less than a quarter of an inch in some sections. The moderate to heavy rain of over an inch, and in some cases as much as 2 inches, have already fallen at the airport here in Wilmington at Newcastle Airport. They've reported basically an inch and a half in the last 3 hours, and a total for the period of about 2 inches here. So, and even in Millville, we've had precipitation amounts estimated at around 1.5 inches plus across this region. So the moderate to heavy rain will continue in this region here from southeastern Pennsylvania into central and southern New Jersey and lift northeast through the region. So everybody should see at least an inch of rain, if not more, from this throughout the day. Storm Prediction Center out in Norman, Oklahoma continues to show the slight possibility of a marginal area here of thunderstorms from, let's say, southeastern Pennsylvania through central Jersey to the coastline, and then including Philadelphia and the Delmarva for late this afternoon and this evening. On the aviation weather deck this morning, we have MVFR, IFR, and limited IFR with lots of fog and rain around the region this morning. We can expect that to continue throughout a portion of this morning into the early afternoon. Before lifting as the warm front moves through the region north of the front, lowering ceilings will continue longer, but where the front does lift through and pass through, ceilings will improve to MVFR and VFR. There is a chance for isolated thunderstorms late this afternoon south of the warm front, but confidence on where and when is still low. And additional showers are expected later this evening into the overnight hours as the cold front approaches and moves across the region again. There will be some thunderstorms associated with the front, but confidence not high at this time, including where the locations will be, but we'll explain what the HRR model is showing. Gusty easterly winds will continue through the morning hours as the warm front lifts through the region. The winds will tend to veer more towards the southerly direction behind the cold front later tonight. The winds will then back toward the west or veer to the west and then become gusty once again. There's some low-level wind shear for this morning hours, and there also remains of 50 to 50 knot winds at around 1 to 2,000 feet. Tuesday and Tuesday night VFR, Wednesday and Wednesday night VFR. However, scattered rain showers may reduce ceilings and visibility values in the MVFR range at times as shortwave troughs or weak cold fronts move through the region. Thursday and Friday mainly VFR. So it's a busy morning out there. Nonetheless, not so good out there. 52 degrees at Newark this morning, dew point 48, humidity 87%, and the wind is out of the southeast at 16 gusts at 32 miles per hour, visibility 2.5 miles, and moderate rain and fog. And that's the story for later today as well. Now for Philadelphia, 58 degrees, dew point 56, humidity 93%. The wind is out of the northeast at 9, visibilities at 1.5 miles, and heavy rain and fog. And we're going to find rain showers across the region, then breaks in the overcast. We could even find an isolated thunderstorm in the vicinity late this afternoon and this evening. First, we'll start off with the HRR model's surface wind gust, and this probably extends up to about 1 to 2,000 feet, where the winds are going to be stronger too. The highest winds here appear to be over coastal regions, central and southern shores of Long Island into interior Connecticut, and throughout the day, those winds are going to just continue to be stronger right along the south shores of Long Island and into the back bays of northern Long Island as well into the afternoon and evening hours. Latest high-resolution rapid refresh model shows the moderate to heavy rain expanding out throughout the region this morning, especially from Philadelphia north and west and south and east. And then the rain just moves through the region, and moderate to heavy rain moving in and out of the region. Then we get a little dry sectored here. Here comes these spokes here that you can see here. This is convection here. This is the drying or the clearing in the cloud deck across the region with more showery conditions to the north and east. And these could produce some additional showers and thunderstorms as they propagate from southwest or west to the north and east throughout the evening hours and the overnight hours before everything collapses. There could be some moderate to heavy rain in some of these showers as well. As they move through the region, there could be some lightning detection, and definitely we'll pay attention to this throughout the evening hours, as it could be bisected to the north and also bisected to the south and east as the cold front makes its way through late tonight. Now, the strongest cases for thunderstorms would be where we see the brighter greens and blues here. This is the CAPE, or surface convective available potential energy in joules per kilogram between 1 and 2,000 feet. And this is where the heaviest thunderstorm clusters could form, if they do, during late this afternoon and evening, especially from Philadelphia on south and east through the Delmarva. Taking a look at the NAM 2-meter temperatures, the surface temperatures here to the north with lots of cloud cover still around. Temperature maximums this afternoon in the low to the mid 50s. Where the sun does break through from central and southern New Jersey down through Philadelphia in the metropolitan area, we could find temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, and this is where the air mass becomes marginally unstable for the thunderstorms. And the latest forecast from the NAM continues to show through the rainfall moves through the region with the warm front passing just to the north of us in the lower Hudson River Valley this afternoon. Here comes the convective line associated with the cold front itself. And this cold front could be moving through the region with some enhancement to the showers in parts of the region late tonight into early tomorrow morning before skies break for clearing. And skies do start out tomorrow after the rain showers move through the region with clouds around the region, especially to the north, but then filtered sunshine. Everything begins to clear out quite nicely. Could be some scattered clouds around the region during the early part of the day as another trough axis makes its way or disturbance makes its way across the region, especially to the north, but just some scattered cloud cover. Beautiful conditions setting up for at least a portion of the area through at least Wednesday morning. And then clouds cover increases once again, and more precipitation chances are on the way as another cold front approaches with cloud cover on Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. And before we get into the extended, don't forget the pollen today will be low, but will be high on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that is because of higher concentrations, rising temperatures, then lowering temperatures, basically stronger winds, lower relative humidity values from Tuesday on. And so pollen dispersal will be from maple, juniper, and poplar. Busy week ahead, that's for sure. We dry things out temporarily on Tuesday and Tuesday afternoon and evening. Here comes the next upper level disturbance and a cold front moving through the region, generally introducing just cooler temperatures from Wednesday on through the weekend into the forecast region. Could be some showers around, light rain around the Hudson River Valley and Connecticut River Valley area on Wednesday night into early Thursday. That dries us out. The GFS keeps us dry. With the system to our south on Saturday, the European model a little bit even further to the south and west with that. The bottom line is that the thicknesses here are below normal levels for this time of the year and very chilly. And we could even find some frost in the growing season, which is now starting across northwestern New Jersey, across this region too, particularly on Thursday and Friday mornings, and we'll be monitoring that as well. And then just a series of disturbances. Here comes a closed low, blocking signature on top of it here with our North Atlantic ice oscillation. And this means disturbances rounding the base of the trough. And then here comes the next weather system in the making here for, well, this would be for the following week, so we don't really want to get too far ahead here. But this is going to be a seasonably below average week once we get from Wednesday afternoon right into the weekend. So once we get through today's rain and shower and thunderstorm activity across certain regions this afternoon and this evening, remember that you're going to need the umbrella in certain spots for the early and mid part of the week, and then just a cooler air mass in place by at least 10 degrees below seasonal averages for this time of the year from Thursday right through the weekend. Of course, we'll be monitoring everything live. For everything live, it's Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Make it a fantastic Monday the best you can. We'll be back in video form on Tuesday morning.